Hey, thanks so much for tuning into the Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth. Thank you for joining us all week long as we've been diving into being planted, being rooted in faith, living our life on purpose. It's what we've been talking about all week long. Sunday, we will continue that theme tomorrow morning. I want to encourage you to join us. And I want to dive into Psalm chapter 1 as it correlates to our theme verse for the entire series. You'll catch on here. um, Psalm 1, I'll read the entire chapter, but don't worry, it's only 6 verses long. Oh, the joys of those who do not follow the advice of the wicked, or stand around with sinners, or join in with mockers. But they delight in the law of the Lord, meditating on it day and night. What does that mean? Well, what's the book of the law? Well, that's the word of God. And in verse 1, it's saying, but blessed are those who do not follow the ways of this world, join in with mockers. That's where environment is crucial. I talk about it often. You want to change who you are, change your environment, change your friendships, change the people who are influencing you. Um, Blessed are those who do not associate themselves with people that are going to bring them down, who are going to get them off track with their spiritual growth. So, blessed are those who choose to avoid those things but then in turn choose to meditate, gain their wisdom from the Lord. Then, if you choose to do that, what's the result? What is the outcome if we choose to not follow the ways of this world, but really follow the ways of the Lord? Well, verse 3 tells us they're like trees planted along the riverbank, bearing fruit each season. Their leaves never wither, and they prosper in all they do. Sound familiar? Jeremiah 17:7 and 8, right? But thus it are those who put their trust, their confidence in the Lord. And when you choose to do that, they are like trees planted along the riverbank that they aren't worried about droughts. They're not worried about heat. They're not worried about storms because their sustenance, their nutrients, their food comes from their proximity of their of being near the water, being near the stream. That stream and what the Bible talks about, you know, another time, another season, love for you to do a word study on water, streams. Man, it's the Bible is rich in this analogies of water. Jesus calls himself the living water. I mean, there's so it's deep rooted. Another time, because I know we're diving into this, but another time, I want to encourage you to do a deep study with water in the Bible. Encourage you to do that. Well, if you choose to now study the Word of God, meditating on it day and night, and choose to avoid the things of this world, this is what we'll do. But not like the wicked. Verse 4. They are like worthless chaff, scattered by the wind. They will be condemned at the time of judgment. Sinners have no place among the godly. For the Lord watches over the path of the godly, but the path of the wicked leads to destruction. You might know some people or even just media, you think, Nick, man, those people are so wicked. Like they're so ungodly. Um, how in the world are they thriving financially? And they have all of these things, these material wealth, and they it feels like they have all these relationships and influence. Like, how in the world is that? We just read here that the wicked, they don't prosper, they're like chaff. Well, the things of this world will soon fade away. But are they going to thrive eternally? No, unless they put their faith in Jesus Christ. That is the only way. And it says here that judgment day will come. And if you are going to choose to live your life here among the mockers, among the evil, among the ungodly, it doesn't matter what material wealth that you experience here. You're not thriving, you're not producing fruit. It's temporary, it's counterfeit, it's fake. But if we want to produce eternal fruit, fruit that will last. Well, let's dive into the Word of God. Let's choose to cultivate the soil of our heart. Let's choose to uproot those weeds. Let's choose to get rid of the weight of those stones, that rock, whatever it may be. And then we can choose to thrive and flourish no matter what season, no matter what comes our way, because our growth comes from being rooted in faith. So that way we can live a life on purpose for his purpose. Hey, I want to thank you so much for joining us all week long. I want to encourage you to join us in person if you can. Tomorrow morning, we will continue our series called Planted as we will dive into the topic of being planted, of planting. What now if we are preparing our hearts, if we now are ready to go, we've made the plans, we've made the preparations, what now are we putting inside of us? And what is growing? So I want to encourage you to join us tomorrow morning. Not going to want to miss it. We'll be online as well. And hey, we'll be back on Monday for another daily dose for spiritual growth.